Are you tired of knee pain and must be used ibuprofen? I will recommend was a natural oil could help bring fast relief.
What if the thing you rely on every morning to get through your day is only
for bit? Ibuprofen has become one of the most common solutions people turn to when pain shows up, especially when it comes to stiff knees.
you take it, and within a short time, the pain feels quieter, more manageable, sometimes even gone for a while.
But here is the part that often get overlooked. That relief you feel does not come from fixing the actual source of the pain.
When those signals are reduced, your brain receives fewer pain messages, and naturally, you feel better.
When you continuously silence that signal without addressing what is causing it, the underlying issue does not disappear. Over time, this can turn into a pattern. You feel discomfort, you take something to reduce it, you feel better for a few hours, and then the cycle repeats. Not because your body has improved, but because you have learned how to temporarily quiet the symptoms. This is where many people get stuck. And the longer this pattern continues, the easier it is to believe that this is simply how life has to be.
But what if there is another way to look at it? What if instead of only focusing on turning the pain down, you thinking about what your body actually needs to function better over time?
And this is exactly where we need to take the conversation one step further, because once you start looking beyond temporary relief,
Ibuprofen has its place. When used occasionally and as directed, it can be helpful for short-term discomfort. That is not the issue.
The real concern begins when occasional use slowly turns into a daily habit, when it becomes something you rely on just to get through normal activities.
Because at that point, the conversation changes. It is no longer just about managing pain.
It's common.
Many people assume that because something is easy to buy and commonly used, it must be completely harmless. But the reality is more complex.
When taken frequently over long periods, this type of medication can place stress on different systems. The stomach.
The same idea applies to how the body regulates blood flow and supports internal balance. These changes do not always show up right away. So from the outside, everything seems fine. But underneath, your body may be adapting in ways that are not always beneficial.
That is why it becomes so important to pause and ask a different question. Not just, how can I reduce pain right now?
Because when you start thinking in terms of long-term support instead of short-term relief, you open the door to options that work with your body.
And once you begin to look at it from that perspective, something even more important starts to come into focus. Because
Earlier, we talked about how ibuprofen reduces pain by lowering certain signals related to inflammation. Those same signals are not only responsible for discomfort, they also play a role in protecting and maintaining different systems inside your body.
For example, your stomach has a protective layer that helps it handle digestion and maintain its internal environment.
In a similar way, your kidneys and your overall circulation rely on balanced signaling to function smoothly.
When that balance is interrupted over and over again, your body has to adjust.
But over time, small changes can begin to add up. This is where the idea of internal balance becomes so important.
So when one part of that system is repeatedly suppressed, it can create a ripple effect.
And this is why the conversation is not just about pain relief anymore. It becomes about understanding how to support your body.
Because in the long run, true progress does not come from simply reducing discomfort. It comes from maintaining balance.
And this is where everything starts to connect in a much deeper way, because once you understand balance, you also
Most people look at joint pain as something isolated. If your knee hurts, you focus on the knee. If your shoulder feels stiff.
And while that seems logical, it only tells part of the story. Because in many cases, the joint itself is not the true story.
Something that develops quietly across the entire body over time. This is what we refer to as a state of ongoing.
When your body stays in that state for long periods, even at a mild level, it changes how your joints respond to everyday movement. So instead of being flexible and resilient, your joints begin to feel stiff, swollen, and uncomfortable, even during normal activities. Now think about what contributes to that kind of environment. Daily habits play a huge role. The way you eat.
If your routine is constantly pushing your system toward imbalance, your joints will often be one of the first places where
real improvement starts when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture. When you begin to support your body as a whole, reducing that internal stress.
Because when that happens, your joints are no longer constantly under pressure. They start to feel lighter, more stable, and more capable of movement.
And once you start looking at the bigger picture like this, the next question becomes very natural. If the goal is to support the body,
this is where something surprisingly simple begins to stand out. Not a complicated routine, not an extreme.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Something so common, something already sitting in your kitchen, cannot possibly make a meaningful difference when it comes to joint discomfort.
But this is exactly why it is often overlooked. Its value does not come from being new or trendy. It comes from how it interacts with your body over time.
Unlike synthetic options that are designed to act quickly and strongly, this works in a more gradual and
What makes it especially interesting is that it contains natural compounds that are able to influence the same pathways related to inflammation.
Because when you support relation instead of suppression, your body does not lose its ability itself.
This is why many people begin to notice changes, not just in how their joints feel, but in their overall sense of well-being.
Now, it is important to be clear here. This is not about replacing anything overnight or expecting instant results. It is about
Because when you start building that kind of foundation, even small changes can begin to add up in a meaningful way over time.
And as you begin to explore the potential of extra virgin olive oil, one compound in particular stands out as truly remarkable.
It directs or someone. This compound, known as oleocanthal, has been studied extensively influenced that.
By gently inhibiting these enzymes, oleocanthal can reduce the production of inflammatory chemicals, helping the body manage discomfort.
What makes this so intriguing is that unlike synthetic drugs, which can create strain on organs and systems,
This is a key reason why integrating high-quality extra virgin olive oil into your daily routine can be seen as
the benefits extend beyond mere symptom relief. By addressing the inflammatory pathways in a gentle and sustainable way,
this dual action, that's supporting the body while reducing inflammation stress, is what makes oleocanthal such a powerful ally.
It offers a way to take control of discomfort in a manner that feels both natural and effective, giving people an alternative to
Over time, consistent use of high-quality extra virgin olive oil can help create a more balanced internal environment.
This is why understanding oleocanthal and incorporating it properly can be a game changer for those seeking to manage discomfort.
And when you consider how oleocanthal works, it naturally leads into understanding why olive oil's benefits are different from the.
Unlike ibuprofen, which acts rapidly and then wears off within hours, extra virgin olive oil.
This is not about instant relief or a sudden disappearance of discomfort. Instead, it is about creating a consistent environment.
When you incorporate high-quality olive oil into your daily routine, the anti-inflammatory compounds accumulate, helping the body adjust and respond.
Over the course of weeks and months, you begin to notice that stiffness eases, mobility improves, and the joints feel. The difference is that instead of masking pain temporarily, the body starts experiencing less internal stress.
This approach also encourages a shift in perspective because it emphasizes long-term wellness rather than.
over time, these small changes add up to meaningful results, creating a foundation for sustained joint health and comfort.
Unlike the repetitive cycle of taking a pill, this method supports a balance within the body, allowing it to function more easily.
This is why a daily routine with extra virgin olive oil can be transformative. It provides a path to.
And as you continue to understand the role of extra virgin olive oil, it becomes clear that its value extends far beyond simply easing joint discomfort.
While many people focus solely on the immediate relief of stiffness or pain, olive oil works on multiple.
Its naturally occurring compounds, which include powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory agents, help make
the cardiovascular system, for example, Benefits because these compounds support healthy circulation and contribute to maintain. At the same time, the digestive system gains support, as olive oil encourages a balanced gut environment.
Furthermore, there is emerging evidence suggesting that the compounds in olive oil may play a protective role in.
When you view it this way, olive oil becomes more than just a food or supplement. It becomes a multifunctional tool that works in harmony with your body.
For aging adults or anyone dealing with ongoing health challenges, these cumulative benefits are especially meaningful.
This holistic support means that even though the primary motivation might be joint health, the effects can improve daily energy.
Is about building a foundation where the body can thrive naturally over time, leading to lasting improvements in comfort. And as you begin to consider incorporating extra virgin olive oil into your daily routine, it is essential to. The quality of the oil determines how effective it will be in supporting joint health and reducing inflammation over time.
Many products on store shelves may claim to be extra virgin, but they can be blended, processed, or stored in ways that
What you are looking for is oil that is genuinely fresh, cold-pressed, and carefully stored in dark glass bottles.
One of the most telling indicators of a high-quality product is the flavor itself. A slightly peppery or bitter.
Experts recommend incorporating 2 to 3 tablespoons daily, either as part of meals, drizzled over salads.
Some individuals also find benefit in applying a small amount topically to areas of discomfort, allowing the oil to be absorbed directly into the joints.
Allison, the key point here is that results are not instant, and irregular use may limit the potential benefits.
When approached thoughtfully, olive oil becomes more than just a cooking ingredient. It transforms into a consistent tool for health. Over time, this careful and intentional approach can lead to improvements not only in joint comfort, but in general vitality.
And when you bring all of these pieces together, the full picture becomes clear, showing how extra virgin olive oil can play a central role in
choosing high-quality, fresh, cold-pressed olive oil ensures that the anti-inflammatory compounds, particularly oleocanthal, are present in sufficient amounts. This approach works hand in hand with the other pillars of a healthy lifestyle. Proper nutrition that emphasizes
When these factors are combined with the consistent use of high-quality olive oil, the results are amplified.
Over weeks and months, this integrated approach can break the cycle of dependency on temporary solutions.
The lesson here is simple but powerful. True, sustainable relief comes from working with your body, rather than by focusing on long-term balance, consistency, and holistic support, you give your system the opportunity to function.
This true strategy is not about instant fixes or dramatic interventions. It is about steady, intentional actions.
And empower you to move through life with greater ease and confidence, demonstrating that lasting wellness comes from nurturing the body as a whole.
True, sustainable relief comes from working with your body. Choose quality, stay consistent, nurture your whole self.